Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel Donut Lover. Today I am making chili chocolate crisps. I hope you would love this recipe. So let's begin from scratch. So first we'll take rice crisps and then we will microwave it for around 30 seconds. This is an important step and it has to be done beforehand. Once these rice crisps are microwaved, they become crispy and it will really give a very good crunch in the recipe. For making chili chocolate crisp, we need chocolate. Here I am using white chocolate compound and I am not promoting any brand, it is Mode. First you need to grate or finely slice the chocolates. Use a sharp and dry knife for this. The plate or chopping board which you are using should also be absolutely dry. This will enhance the longevity of the chocolates. Handling white chocolate is very important and sometimes it curdles and sometimes it becomes difficult to handle. So I'll be sharing my tips along with the video as the steps are being performed. At the same time, I'll be sharing lots of tips and tricks so that you can use them without any difficulty. In this recipe, I have been using around 200 grams of chocolate, white chocolate compound. So you can see how I have been slicing them, and even if a few particles are big or small, make sure that they are evenly small so that it's easier for you to melt it faster, because if there are large chunks of chocolate, it will take time. You can scrape your knife the way I am doing. I just love working with chocolates. Chocolates are fun to make with, and you can make enormous amount of flavors with it. You can have different combinations and different types of chocolate which you can make. Different patterns can be used. It can be used as garnish as well. So try imagining and create beautiful things out of it. So this is one way I have made this one, and definitely you can give your own imagination too. So once the chocolate have been chopped off and sliced and made into a small pieces, we will start with the double boiling method. In this method, we will heat water in a small pan and above it we'll keep a big bowl. Put the chocolates on the bowl and then we'll start the process. This double boiling method will help to melt the chocolates. It will take some time, but definitely it will not burn the chocolates. So ensure that you need to separate the upper bowl in between while you are melting the chocolate so that it does not get very hot, because you need to maintain a temperature around 40 degrees centigrade, and for that it needs to be warm, not very hot. So once the steam from below gets very hot, the upper bowl will also get hot, so you need to just remove it and balance the temperature that way, because we do not have cooking thermometer at home. So that's the way we will melt the chocolates. Switch off the flame when it's very hot or it has boiled. While the chocolate is melting, we'll start adding flavors to it. For this, I'll be adding butter to it. And this butter is salted butter. Butter will add a bit saltiness in the chocolate and it will cut off the sweetness because white chocolate is very sweet in nature and it's too sweet. So, in order to reduce its sweetness, a bit of salt will enhance the flavor of the chocolate. I will be just adding 2 to 3 cubes of butter into it. I usually cut the butter into pieces and store it in a box so that it is easier for me to use. I don't need to cut them every time when I make any recipes. So you can also store your butter like that and always use a dry hand or a dry spoon while taking out butter so that it does not get spoiled and it will increase its longevity. So now you can see that the chocolate is melting slowly and slowly the butter will get absorbed with the chocolate as well. So be patient at this moment. Do not leave your chocolate alone and just slowly stir and mix the chocolate and blend it well. Ensure the temperature of the water is maintained so that there is heat in the upper bowl so that the chocolate will keep melting. In case it gets cold, switch on the flame again and heat the water. This process will continue till your whole chocolate has melted. Definitely there are more tricks to come while you are complete with this process. So stay tuned and watch till the end. I could have skipped this part and showed you the end of this melting process, but this was purposefully done so that you could see all the whole entire process, because if you skip this part you will not know what problems you face and how you will solve it. As you can see, the chocolate is soft and the spoon is moving smoothly, but still there are chunks of chocolate and you need to smoothen them. It will melt. Just apply a little pressure with your spoon and see that there is no lumps in it. There are still lumps in the chocolate, so it needs to be melted a bit further, and the chocolate has also become cold. So now I need to again put it up in the double boiler and again warm it up. So while it is melting, we will keep stirring so that it will melt faster. Apply pressure with the bottom of the spoon so that the chunks will get crushed and mix up with the melted chocolate. Have an eye on the texture of the chocolate. You can see that when I am lifting the chocolate, it is dropping. So when it will smoothly drop down, that means the chocolate is done. At that moment, you can freely handle your chocolate the way you want. So that is very much essential. Keep an eye how the texture looks. Now comes an important ingredient, chili flakes. Since the flavor is chili chocolate crisp, we'll be requiring chili flakes and we will microwave it for around 10 seconds and then we'll start with the recipe further. Heating the chili flakes will refresh it. Maximum 15 seconds, not more than that, or else the chili flakes will get burnt. Before starting the recipe, ensure that the chocolate is warm and it is dropping off nicely. Stir properly in all directions so that you get a very smooth texture. In case you think the chocolate has again got cold while you were preparing the other ingredients, you can again heat it up and you can warm it. Can you see the glaze of the chocolate? It looks silky and it looks very smooth right now. You can see the way I am moving the spoon around. Now it is dropping nicely. Whenever you use chocolate while putting it into the mold, always ensure that it is warm. When you touch it on your lips should just feel it's warm, not hot. Now we'll add chili flakes into it. Add little so that it does not become too hot. So we'll mix them and it will infuse the flavors of the chilies. And now we'll add the rice crisp. These rice crisps when mixed with the white chocolate will really taste delicious. Chili flakes is an additional flavor to it and it will also give a beautiful color as well. Now everything is ready and we'll start making the chocolates. For this we need silicone mold. So there are variety of silicone molds available in the market. I had a few at home, and so first I am starting with making a bar. I am adding chili flakes to it so that it gives a good color and it will layer the top of the chocolate. So first these dried and microwave chili flakes will be added evenly in the mold and then we will pour the white chocolates on it. Mix the white chocolates thoroughly and then start adding it into the mold. So while adding, ensure that the layer is straight enough and there is no gap and air bubbles into it. So after adding with a knife, we will ensure a smooth finish in the top of the silicone mold. And we need to tap the silicone mold as well so that if there is any air bubbles in it, it will come off. Ensure that the chocolates are filled evenly, and if there is a gap or if you find that they are uneven, add a little more and spread it with your knife. You need to flatten them and level up the whole bar and they will look very smooth and evenly finished. Apart from making chocolates, you need to make them look professional as well. For that, you need to wrap them. Wrap them in such a way that it is presentable and it will look as if you have purchased it from the market. So, stay tuned till the end so that you know how you will package it, and that's how it will look professional. So you can see it's done and now we need to refrigerate it. Do the final finish and sprinkle a few chili flakes on it so that on the other side of the chocolate bar it also looks beautiful. The amount of chili flakes depends on the amount of chili you want. So I have kept it a bit less so that it does not heat up your tongue. Sufficient enough that the chili flakes looks gorgeous. So let's refrigerate it right now around 20 minutes and then we'll demold it. Now let's start making the mini chocolates. For this we need another silicone mold which has mini holes in it. Here we'll sprinkle the chili flakes into each of the molds and then we will pour in the chocolate filling, and after that we'll again sprinkle a few chili flakes on it. This will absolutely look gorgeous, and they are mini chocolates which you can have them anytime you want, and they will really taste delicious. Definitely try this recipe and give the feedback in the comments how you like this. So you need to handle the chocolates quite fast because you need to pour in each of the molds and you need to flatten them as well. Here there is an important trick I will share with you. When you are working with chocolates in a cold weather or in an AC room, you need to be sure that your chocolate is in an melted position, because due to the cold temperature, the chocolate will start freezing. So you need to melt them when you are ready to fill the mold. When the chocolate gets cold, it does not give a good finish, and before you pour into the mold or when you are pouring into mold, it becomes stuck and it solidifies. So at that time you put the whole silicone mold into the microwave and just microwave it for around 10 seconds, not more than that, and you will see the chocolate has melted again. So that time you can tap it and you can just use a sharp knife to flatten it and press it so that the whole individual chocolate mold is filled up and there is no air bubbles inside, because that's a very crucial time. You can see that the finish, it has almost solidified. So at this point I will just microwave it for 10 seconds and then I will smoothen the ends. Because the temperature right now is the normal temperature, I am not using any AC, but it's winter and it's just getting cold very fast. This is how you can maintain the temperature of the chocolates. Similarly, now sprinkle some chili flakes on the top of the silicone mold and they will look beautiful and it will also taste delicious. Aren't you getting tempted to eat the chocolates? After completing this process, we will refrigerate it again for 20 minutes. Now we'll fill up the remaining chocolates in another mold. So this time I have taken a shell shaped mold and I am sprinkling the chili flakes again on it. So you can see the quantity of chocolates produced by 200 grams of white chocolate compound. So you can see this is the total quantity I would make from that. Very little chili flakes are being left, so I will mix it up with the white chocolate mixture and then I will mix it thoroughly. In case I need to warm it up, I will warm it up and then I will start pouring it into the mold. So whatever remaining chocolates are there, I will distribute them evenly, as much maximum chocolates I can produce. You can see that it has started solidifying, so I have now microwaved it, and now you can see while I am scraping off, the chocolate is soft enough. So you can see it is easy to finish up and clean up the silicone molds and extract all the excess chocolate which is not properly inserted into the mold. So we will just scrap it off and put it in the empty mold. So you can see we have finished all the chocolates and the full mold is totally filled up. So now we'll tap in and we will refrigerate it for around 20 minutes. So we'll join back after 20 minutes. The chocolates are ready and now we need to demold it. You can see the chocolate has solidified. For demolding, you need to separate the edges first. For that, you need to stretch the silicone mold. See the process how I am doing it. That will ensure that the chocolate will not break and it will give a good finish from the bottom of the chocolate. Just watch how I am demolding it. Do not hurry, slowly just demold it easily. If you hurry, then the chocolate will get stuck and it can break. So you can see how smooth it looks. There are no air bubbles trapped. Repeat the same process while taking out the individual molds from a big mold. Press the individual molds separately and slowly ensure that all the edges are free and it will come out easily. Just carefully watch how I am doing. Same process will be repeated in this mold as well. Just stretch it from all the sides and then start demolding it. Do you know you can use this silicone mold for other preparations as well? You can make Indian sandesh in it. You can mold any kind of desserts in it or savory dishes. You can make ice cubes in it. There are lots of uses. You just need creativity to use them. So you can see all the chocolates are demolded and they look so pretty and beautiful. Isn't it looking tempting? Now it's time to wrap them. Before we wrap them, I will just show you how to clean the silicone mold. For cleaning the silicone mold, put the silicone mold in hot water. It will remove all the chocolates because the chocolates will melt in the hot water and the silicone mold will become absolutely clean. And then you need to dry them in the air or sun and then just wipe it off with a clean cloth and they will be ready for use. You don't even need soapy water, you can just use lemon water or a bit of liquid wash, but plain water is best. Thereafter, wash them with clean water. See how clean they look. For wrapping the chocolates, you need wrappers. So very beautiful wrappers are available in the market. So you can take them and you can just wrap them easily. So you can see how they look after wrapping. Now it's time to wrap the mini chocolates. Isn't it looking professional? There are so many variety of wrappers. These were the ones I had at home, so I used them. You can see the white wrapper, it looks like butter paper. So these wrappers can also be used for wrapping toffees. So do not discard them, you can keep it and you can use them. You can also use them for making donuts where you can, before frying, you just place the donuts on them and then you put it in the deep fryer and you can use them. It will not burn. So after wrapping the mini chocolates, we also need to place them in a box because when you present a gift to somebody, you will always use a box and you will fill them up with chocolates. So there are variety of box available in the market. You can select any one. Now it also depends on the quantity and size of the chocolates which you make. That should also fit into the box. So you should be wise in selecting the box accordingly. Watch till the end so that you know how I will package it into the box as well. Once you fold the chocolates, also press them from the sides and on the top so that you can see the pattern of the chocolate designs. That looks beautiful. So you can see how beautiful they are looking. Now it also depends on the type of wrapper. You can use more costlier wrappers. These are the average ones which I have used. And the color combinations of wrapper also makes it unique. So this is the box I will be using. This is a transparent pouch which I will be filling up with the chocolate bar. Here, if you are professionally selling chocolates, then you can create your own brand and you can print it out and add a sticker to it, or you can professionally make a box of it. But here I will be presenting this chocolate to one of my family friends, and then I will just seal it and complete the wrapping. Since the chocolate is a bit thick, the wrapper fell a bit short and it is not wrapping in the sides, but it's for family, it will work. For the box, you can see it's almost a hexagonal shaped box or a round box, so you need to fix it and then you will fill up the chocolates with it. See how I am doing. See how beautiful the box looks, and when the chocolates will be filled, they will look much more beautiful. Just top it up and see there will be a place where you need to tie it up. There is a hole. If you fill up more, it will come off. So now I will be tying it up with a ribbon that will make it look much more beautiful. I am using a red satin ribbon, so just measure the length and just double it and then you can use it. Use the holes to place the ribbon back and forth so that it fixes up inside it, and then you tie the knot neatly. This is very much essential. Maybe you will require one or two times to place the knots nicely. Isn't it looking gorgeous? And nothing less than a professional chocolate box which you purchase from the market. So definitely try this out and present it to your friends and family and enjoy the chili chocolate crisps. The remaining chocolates which were not fitting the box, I have kept it separately in a airtight container and I will refrigerate it and have them myself. If you like the recipe, give it a thumbs up and definitely consider subscribing to my channel. And thanks for watching.